What's up, everybody, and welcome to an all-new episode of Casters of Horror. I'm Chris Mess.
I'm Shane, and this week we watched Nepotism the movie.
Yes.
Right? Basically, we watched and watched and watched The Watchers.
The Watchers. Yes. So for those of you who don't know what the word nepotism means, man, that's going around a lot right now. Nepotism is somebody gets or goes into a position or gets some sort of favor all because of who their parents are.
Yeah. Basically.
Thus being said, we are watching Ishana Shyamalan's The Watchers. This is the daughter of M. Night Shyamalan. She's like, look, Daddy, I made something. And he's like, we could profit from this. And so then he's like, I'll produce it. And she's like, yay! And then they made a movie.
Yes, they did.
Or something. So they made an hour and a half of film. Or hour and 45 minutes. This film
3 hours and 90 minutes or
12
hours and 40 minutes. I don't even know. I lost count, honestly.
What's funny is this is a film about people who get stuck inside of this forest and they can't get out. That's a lot what the film feels like.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. Like, oh dear God, I'm stuck. I can't get away from this. This was written by Ishana Shyamalan and A.M. Shine, also directed by Ishana Shyamalan, produced by M. Night Shyamalan, and it stars Dakota Fanning, which for some reason I thought she had done another M. Night Shyamalan film, but I guess not. After looking through her IMDb listing, for some reason I thought she had done another one. This also has...
I haven't seen her in anything for a long time. I mean, basically since she was a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, I've seen a few of her things since she's been older, but I was like, I was thinking the same thing.
Fantastic actress. I mean, I would always say she was one of the few child actresses that was just great at what she did.
Oh yeah. She was a great child actress.
Yeah. Yeah. that was an interesting way to put that, Chris.
I put it how I meant it.
Okay.
So anyway, like I said, this stars Dakota Fanning. Also has Georgina Campbell, Olwen Fier, and Oliver Finnegan. Brief showing of John Lynch in it. But so yeah, like I said, this is a film about people who go into this forest in the Irish countryside. And if you go into this forest, you actually get trapped in it. You get stuck. And there is a building in the middle, or there's a room basically in the middle of the forest that people who are trapped in the forest try to get to before it becomes nightfall, because at night these creatures called the Watchers come and watch them like they're in a television and study them. So anyway, this goes on for months on this film.
And so does the story in the film.
So does the story in the film. And what's funny to me is I'm like, when are people like, okay, I guess they got some, we watch them get some sleep, I guess, but it's like they have to entertain these Watchers or whatever. And then during the day, they have to go and hunt and gather for food and water and all this sort of stuff. I'm like, when did they sleep? But I guess they did show that a little bit.
Yeah, not there was one bed in the room that I guess they all took turns in, maybe.
Maybe so. Know. And there was like a couch, too.
Yeah.
So anyway, maybe just people just slept on the floor. Who knows? A rug.
You have a lot of time to notice what's in the room. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. A table. Anyway, she's trying to figure out, Dakota Fanning's character is trying to figure out a way out, ends up disrupting their way of life, if you will, and starts making these Watchers mad. So we get a storyline that goes from there, I think. So anyway, I remember texting Shane as I was watching this thing. I was 9 minutes in the film, and I'm like, "Oh my god, this is horrible already." And I was only 9 minutes into it.
Yeah.
So it, yeah, and honestly, when Shane said nepotism and we watched the film, that's the only way I could think of this being made.
Yeah.
It and the ending, it was like, oh, okay, this can't get worse. Oh, it does.
It's over. No, there's still 30
It's not
minutes
over. Yeah.
somehow.
Oh, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, this movie's over. We're through. And and there was 30 minutes left. And I almost texted you and said, how is there still 30 minutes left of this
I
film?
seriously almost texted you the same exact thing.
And it was, but granted, we knew going into this one, it was going to be bad. I had heard bad reviews about it. I had heard things that weren't great. And just to experience it yourself.
Yeah. But we've heard that before. We've heard things, this is a terrible movie and we liked it. We've heard this is a fantastic movie and we hated it. So
absolutely.
Who cares what people say?
This one, it proved right. Would I say that the whole film was horrible? I don't want to like take a dump all over this thing, but I think if M. Night Shyamalan had made this film, it definitely feels like one of his films. It has that whole feel to the whole thing.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know.
This is a tough one, man, because I've watched. I remember when I watched the movie The Ritual, right, which is about a group of guys who go hiking in the woods and then kind of get stuck there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then weird things start happening around them. When I watched that movie, I love that movie. Right, great movie. When I watched it, I immediately wanted to go read the book. And I regretted that. I actually think the movie is better than the book.
Okay.
With this one, I really have no desire to go read the book.
No.
I don't know, man. I don't know. And I love folk horror, right? It's my second favorite genre after, cosmic horror, right?
Okay.
Man, I don't know. This one just... there are folk elements there, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And sort of, I guess, in the background. I don't know, man.
And see, I'm with you on this too. The fact of I don't know. It's like this movie was bad, but it was just like, I don't know. I don't know what made it horribly bad. It just was bad. It was like the acting was dry, the writing was dry. The storyline was just kind of meh. And it ended off leaving you just feeling like, why did I watch this?
See, I feel like Dakota Fanning is still a pretty good actress.
She was a great child actress.
Yeah, she was. I can't help. For me, I feel like she did what she could with what she was given. Right, and that's something else we've said before.
I agree with that.
There are a lot of people, I'll say, like, I feel it can elevate something, right? Even if it's bad. I wouldn't say that about this, but I do feel like for what she was given, she did fine. I got to come back to, there are things where, like, that's not how people talk. When her car breaks down in the middle of the woods, yeah, of course, somebody's going to be like, if it were you or I, we'd be like, what the hell,
Yeah.
Right? Her response is, what happened?
Yeah.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah.
And she does that.
while she's driving, before the car even dies out in the middle of the woods, she's like, "Stupid car."
Yeah.
And you're like, where did that come from? There's nothing that has said, there's no reason that she is saying that she has a stupid car.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it just dies, you know?
And it was a case of, I feel like there hasn't been any dialogue for a while, so I got to throw in some dialogue here.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of this movie actually felt like.
Yeah.
More so at the beginning when she was the only character on screen.
Yeah.
That did eventually die out, but oh man, this one was a long watch. And I'm with you in that I can't really even pinpoint like why. This has a lot of elements that should work.
Yeah.
It really does.
I agree. I agree fully. I think that this could have been a really well done film. It just was not executed properly. No. And I don't know who to point the finger at. I'm like,
I don't either.
Who is it?
I'm sitting here like, if you want to watch a thing where people are stuck in the woods, go watch The Ritual. If you want to watch another folk horror about a hole in the ground, go watch The Hole in the Ground. Or I could think of like a half a dozen folk horror movies that do everything that this movie did in a better way.
And what was the deal with having like that Big Brother show on like tape copies of like this? That was just weird.
I don't know, man. Was this? And I think I actually can't help but wonder. I didn't think about this until you said it felt like a Shyamalan film. But the only thing I could get out of that, like when I was watching, I'm like, is this supposed to be like a commentary on
a study on them? As we study, they study us, we study these others.
Yeah, like
that's the only thing that I could get from it, but it was so out of place. It felt like it was so out of place in this film that it just, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of things that just, it's kind of like, that just doesn't sit properly. Yeah. It's like a round peg in a square hole. It just didn't work all the time. But anyway, that was a tough one. That was a real tough one to make it through.
I would have a difficult time placing this. There are movies that I hated that I still liked better than this, right? And the only reason I can think for that is at least I had something to hate.
Yeah.
No,
at least Justin Long was in it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'll take that. But well, let us know what you guys think. If you guys watched The Watchers and wasted your time like we did, let us know what you guys think. Put it down in the comments down below. And while you're down there, make sure to hit like and subscribe because we like to, see who's here. And we'll give you a shout out. We'll be like, hey, what's up, subscriber? And thanks to all the people who have subscribed already. Here's your shout out. So there you go. Anyway, we've got another exciting episode. I don't know if these are exciting. We got another exciting episode next week. Make sure you guys stick around, hit subscribe so you guys can check out the new episodes as they come along. Make sure that you guys put down what films you guys want us to check out also, and we can try to get to those as quickly as possible. Yeah. Shane, I wish I could get the 2 hours back.
Yeah. Was it really only 2 hours?
It was 1 hour and 45 minutes. It took forever to watch. Yeah. It did. Yeah. But anyway, that's it for this week. Thank God. Yeah. We'll see you guys next week. Until then, I'm Chris Mess.
I'm Shane.
Get the hell out of here. We'll see you guys.
Watch something else.
Yeah. Cleanse your palate.